BYU football team had their first spring practice today, getting started for a 5-week period when they'll have 3 practices per week. Jason, what are your thoughts kind of as BYU gets rolling here for spring football?
I already had my favorite moment. I can be a bit of a smart aleck, and so first day of practice, everybody's talking about intensity, tempo, all this stuff. So I said, Ross Appo, I said, come on, man, I could have gotten through day 1. And Ross looks at me like, no, you couldn't. I appreciated the honesty of Ross Appo's eyes.
Yeah, we had to do a duck walk today, and that was like in the first 10 minutes, and after the duck walk, everybody was dead.
It's fun to be back, first of all, and it's fun to see this group. I think we all take particular interest seeing how Taysom Hill is doing as a quarterback, just him recovering from that knee injury. I think he threw a 60-yard pass down the left sideline that was caught, and just to see him that far along based on what we thought and what he thought he was going to be at, he's pretty good for March. I mean, they're not going to let him get hit, obviously, but to be in a situation where he can compete, showcase himself, be a leader, which is a natural position, of course, for a quarterback.
You know, obviously, initially I was told that the injury was worse, but in my mind, this was always the goal. This was always what I wanted to get to, and you know, I'm really happy to be where I'm at right now and to be able to participate in spring.
Well, and one of the things with the offense, like they talked about with the new staff, it's a clean slate. These guys have not, I mean, Robert and I saw some of them maybe very early on in their careers, but a lot has changed since that time period. And so this is an opportunity for every single one of those offensive guys to go out and show what they can do. And one of the things they've been really focused on doing is ramping up the intensity, matching the intensity level of the defense. So there was a lot of intensity out there, not a lot of great execution.
I think the big guy to watch right now, Jared, is going to be Guy Holliday, the new assistant coach. I mean,
he's fun. He's fun to watch.
You don't have to just watch him. You can kind of hear him.
He's
got the
very
deep
vocal.
Baritone, and it's almost like he is almost like a drill sergeant out there.
Hey! Come on, let's go. Stay low. Break out the cut. Good. Hey! Okay. You sons of guns, back where? In a straight freaking line!
And he's got the attention of his soldiers there, so to speak.
I want them to understand that you got to compete every day, because eventually you're going to have a family and you got to go out there and compete. And for me, it's about survival. I mean, it's how I survived, and the game and everything to me is how I went to school, is how I got out of the inner city, and so I don't let anybody cheat the game. It's not personal, you know, and when we're off the field, I want to be a role model, you know, and be able to be one to talk to.
I'm curious to see, he's going to ruffle some feathers, because there's going to be a day in camp, especially in the fall when it's hotter and everything, where, hey, some guy's going to get upset, but I think there's a give and take, and he says, hey, the key is treat every guy equally.
You know, he's always watching the receivers, and I think everybody got chewed out today pretty good. So
he's got a Polynesian background. He grew up in basically inner city Baltimore, this guy, and he's also coached at UTEP among other places. He brings a lot to the table that we haven't necessarily seen on this staff before, so he was fun to talk to today.
Yeah, a lot of new guys to get to know. I talked to Jason Beck and met his family a little bit. Had his little daughter running around carrying the football. She needs to work on ball security, but it was fun to watch the little 18-month-old out there, just kind of being back in Provo for him. So a lot of new guys that we'll get to know during spring. A lot of players with opportunities, chance to show what they can do. We'll be keeping an eye on it over the next 5 weeks as BYU works through spring camp.